Matt Paggy. Today we have Turbo Furries, Attempted Murder, Necromancy, and is that Freddy Fazbear? And this FNAF fan animation with over 63 million views.
Considering the fact that we've seen quite a few FNAF fan films, I'm surprised we haven't actually seen this one before. But I can say without a shadow of a doubt that this is by far the most blurst FNAF fanfiction for reasons that will soon become very apparent.
Now this is not an attack on the creators, because we know that animation takes a lot of hard work and dedication, and this project actually looks pretty good in most parts. It is a passion project and we respect it.
That being said, it's still pretty weird. If you're interested in watching this animation and other animations they've done on their channel, please go check out the original creator.
Link in the description.
We start off with Foxy and Chica breaking up for some reason. It's never really stated why, or why they were dating in the first place, and what dating even means. I'm not actually sure they were dating, but right after they break up, Mangle...
Why is she called Mangle? You'll find out soon enough.
Decides that this is the perfect time to get together with Foxy. Surprisingly, Foxy agrees, and before you know it, they're melding their faces together right in front of Chica. This is the moment that we knew what kind of fan animation we were watching, and yet we didn't stop watching.
Chica feels betrayed because her ex-boyfriend had the nerve to move on with his life, so she figures the only thing she can do is murder Mangle with a machete. She cuts a picture of Mangle in half, so you know she's pretty serious.
Chica hunts down Mangle. There's a funny in-between frame of Mangle turning around, but that's not something against the artist, it's just pretty hilarious. And she beats it within an inch of her life. But then Chica remembers that murder is bad, so she runs and leaves a broken Mangle behind. To die, I guess.
Mangle's outer armor shell stuff kept her noodly body inside, so now her noodly arms are all out and she's all lanky and ugly, I guess. She literally shatters a mirror. Foxy attempts to comfort her, but Mangle is PO'd and leaves to go kill Chica.
While Mangle's having a mental breakdown, Chica finds Mangle's old construction manual and recruits Bonnie, yes, Bonnie is here, to help her fix her mistake. It seemed like there might be some romantic tension betwixt the two of them.
But before they find Mangle, Mangle finds them and almost kills them before Foxy materializes and stops her. Mangle then also realizes murder is bad and retreats into the basement of the pizzeria. Yes, this is all taking place in Freddy Fazbear's restaurant, which is absurdly large. There in the basement, she tries to hide from the rest of the world, but then she meets none other than Springtrap.
Not to be confused with Afton or the purple guy, because apparently they don't exist. Now for the rest of this animation, we actually get some voice lines.
I can go somewhere else.
I'd like you to stay here a little longer. I haven't talked to anyone for such a long time.
There's only one person doing most of the voices, with Foxy, Mangle, and Chica having their own voice actors. Springtrap tells Mangle that he's all alone just like her, then tells her that she's screwed up everything by trying to kill Chica. Now, guess what he wants?
Her part so that he can build a noodle robot army? Her long arm so he can reach the top of the shelf? Help accessing the secret Freddy Fazbear's database? Or none of the above?
If you answered anything other than D, you're wrong! The correct answer is marriage!
Marriage.
Quite the jump. I mean, obviously she says no because she still loves Foxy after dating him for all of 30 minutes. But Springtrap whips out a rather contrived contraption that will reset Foxy and cause him to lose all his memory. After threatening to unmind Foxy, Springtrap does succeed in marrying Mangle, but that wasn't his real goal.
So I lied. Meanwhile, Chica and Bonnie go looking for Mangle again, but this time they have Foxy. Whatever the fox that was about, they soon have to go get Freddy Fazbear, who already knows what happened.
So, the four of us, finally together. What could go wrong?
Oh, what is this? What is he doing? What's his deal? But anyway, Freddy doesn't want to get involved because he has better things to do, like pay bills. And honestly, I can't blame him. I wouldn't want to get involved in this nonsense either. But however, we were pretty confused by this because now we have just learned the animatronics themselves run this restaurant. Let that sink in.
But he eventually caves and they head to the warehouse.
All right.
Meanwhile, Springtrap explains to Mangle that the original owners of the pizzeria were in fact himself and a character called Mr. Fredbear, and that Freddy Fazbear, who we'll just call Freddy, somehow took the building from them and made new animatronics after they were kicked out. Springtrap and Fredbear returned to murder Freddy, but Fredbear hit a port beam and killed himself. At least that's what I think happened, because in the video that we were watching, a large portion of audio was kind of cut, so we don't really know exactly what happened. Unlucky.
But Mangle apparently has a personality chip of Fredbear, and Springtrap plans on sucking the Fredbear essence right out of her and putting it into the new Fredbear body that he made. I personally think it would make more sense if Chica had the Fredbear chip, because both she and Fredbear immediately decided to forego all reason and tried to murder someone after feeling slighted. This also brings into question why Springtrap decided to marry Mangle to trick her into wearing the ring as opposed to just making her put on the ring.
Mangle's friends eventually make it to the warehouse, but it's too dang late. The animation all of a sudden enters God mode, and so does Fredbear as he beats the bolts out of everyone. He just picks up Bonnie and throws him in. Hey, yo!
Now with this scene, I don't know why, but this scene is both very cool and hilarious to me.
Especially at twice speed.
Fox later gets the big anger, and Anabe punches Springtrap through the stomach.
Blood? There's blood? I mean, I see he's covered in rot, but he's human?
I'm only human after all. I'm only human after all.
Afterwards, though, he tells Freddy that Mangle must still be in that Fredbear somewhere, so I don't know what he was so mad about. Springtrap, however, offers a final "screw you" and resets Foxy. Oh no! And then he says TTFN gamers and leaves the lobby of life.
Things may seem grim, but luckily they managed to get Mangle back into her noodly body, and now they have to go try and save Foxy.
I'm sorry. It's all my fault.
I'm sorry too.
What happened to Foxy?
I don't know why, but that looks incredibly weird to me.
In the end, it's implied that Foxy is close to becoming back to normal. At the very least, he still loves Mangle. Mangle gets her body back, and Chica, for some reason, is forgiven of all her horrible crimes. And Chica is somehow forgiven, despite causing all of this. And we even find out the Springtrap isn't even dead. So it wasn't just Foxy that reset, but the story did too. Beautiful.
Also, the crew lock away the warehouse basement because they will never need supplies again, and no one wanted to clean up the rotting body even though it turns out he wasn't actually dead, which they would have been able to figure out if they, had done something about it.
So what do you think of this fan film?
Well, for the good things, the animation is quite nice, especially in the specific sections. I can definitely tell it took a lot of time, and I think he did a pretty good job with it.
The idea of the animatronics running the pizza place is interesting. Kind of a fun idea, I suppose. And the character designs are pretty good for the most part. Some of them are questionable.
Voice acting was as expected. Springtrap has an interesting kind of voice modulator effect that makes his voice sound all weird and robot-ish.
And the creator of this seems self-aware. So points for that. On to some things that we thought were not so Gucci.
There is a certain element of cringe throughout the entire thing. Like, if you don't think that the animatronics being turned into furries and, having a romance is cool, I think that you'll have a hard time watching this.
For better or worse, this feels like a Five Nights at Freddy's fan fiction. If you're into that kind of thing, I guess that's a good thing.
If you're not, then good luck.
And the entire production just reeks of teen angst. This will spark an emotional reaction in many a young FNAF fan, like 14 and below.
I have nothing else to say. If we reach a lot of likes on this video, like, I don't know, over 50 or something, we'll review another FNAF animation, because someone created an entire cinematic universe of mascot horror.
And if you're curious about our thoughts on the official Five Nights at Freddy's movie, you can check out this video over on our main channel. But until then, in the wise words of William Afton,
I always come back. In this FNAF frick me.
in this FNAF